Very important to have in your beauty regimen. So I'm actually cutting this up. I cut off the tip. I cut one side of the edge off. Gonna cut the other side right along the line, all the way down. And then I will slice it skin right off, and then I'll take a spoon and I'm gonna scoop it out. So I will show you when I am finished. Down into pieces, which will make it easier to slice it apart and scoop out the aloe vera. Look at that. Looks so beautiful. Nice, and this is what it's supposed to look like after you slice it down the middle. Here's the skin. And then you get yourself a nice clean mason jar and a spoon, and we're gonna start scooping out what we can and putting it in the jar. This is how they should look when you're done. Pretty much cleaned out most of it. Now the aloe vera, all the good stuff is in here. My next step is going to be mixing this aloe vera plant that I cut up. You see it's still kind of chunky from where I cut it up and I put it directly in a jar. I'm going to put this in the blender. I'm going to blend it on like a puree speed, almost like a smoothie speed, and I'm just gonna let it chop it up a little bit so that way it'll have more of the same consistency throughout. So when it comes to applying it to a face mask mixture or a moisturizer, or even just applying it to my face directly, I don't have the chunks. I would have the actual juice and same consistency throughout, which is what I'm actually looking for. Foamy. You can let it sit in a blender for a few minutes until the foam settles down, and then you pour it in your jar and store from there. This is how it looks. Some people add water to it while it's blending, but I actually wanted to keep it all raw, no water, just the aloe vera plant juices by itself. Now, I will say this, when applying water, try to use filtered water. Sometimes tap water is not always the best. I happen to live in a city where we have well water, and I do not use that in any of my cooking products or any of my facial or skin products at all. I use bottled water, so that works. This is how it looks when it's finished. Looks pretty healthy. See the consistency throughout. It's no chunks. It's more liquidy. It's not as slimy. And that's with no water added. So I chose that route because, you know, I don't know what recipes are always gonna require. And I felt like this would work best.